In his more than 2 decades at TV5, our colleague Sam Merrill built a reputation as a tough but fair journalist, and he was passionate about improving the community in which he lived and worked.
At the time of his death, he had just finished an I-Team report about a virtually unknown group working to keep the peace between law enforcement and civic leaders. Here's that report.
The summer of 2015 was an explosive one for police and the people they're sworn to serve and protect. Ferguson, Missouri. Baltimore, Maryland. They were among the American towns where years of frustration over alleged police misconduct finally boiled over. Hand-wringing, finger-pointing, name-calling. Those were some of the reactions in American cities struck by these spasms of violence. But in Saginaw, they wanted to try something different. They wanted to tamp down trouble before it began. And they wanted to do it very quietly.
We're bringing in the best people. We're bringing in the cream of the crop.
It is a low-key, behind-the-scenes kind of effort, and it goes by the name of ALPACT.
ALPACT stands for Advocates and Leaders for Community and Police Trust.
Stigma that has been placed on law enforcement.
And until now, almost nobody knew it existed. The I-Team was the first local media outlet given a glimpse inside. Big names, heavy hitters, police, prosecutors, clergy, mental health experts, community leaders of all stripes, with conversations that are wide-ranging and very blunt.
Let's talk about this driving while black issue. Let's talk about some of the inequities that we have in law enforcement. We need to talk about another thing.
Among the leaders of this effort to keep the peace, Carl Williams, the longtime former lawmaker, who has not lost touch with the people and community he has served most of his adult life.
Saginaw is no different than any other city in America that trust had eroded.
That was evident in the aftermath of the police shooting of Milton Hall back in July of 2012. The idea that sprang up soon after: open a dialogue, get all sides talking now.
So that if a crisis like the Milton Hall incident does occur, then you have advocates and leaders already in place with the kind of relationship that you can sit down and talk and try to resolve the issue.
They try to break down barriers and tell the truth, learn. And sometimes they are very surprised by what really matters in the neighborhoods.
Things that are important to them, issues that they feel need to be addressed. A lot of times issues that, as law enforcement, we never even saw as an issue.
Getting to know somebody on a personal level, by far and away, one of the best tools that we've seen in combating some of the civil rights and social justice issues in all the communities that we serve.
Keeping the press out, they say, keeps the focus where it should be, on asking the questions that need to be asked. For example, why aren't there more black cops? And why do some seem to have such contempt and disrespect for the police? The group expects results and is already getting them.
We are doing everything that we can within the city to help diversify the police department. It's going to be a long process, but little by little we're going to chip away at it. And before you know it, we'll be there.
What a great group. What a great group.
It's a great group. And you know what? The night before he passed, he was so excited. He was sitting next to me. He said, "Colette, I finished my sweeps piece," and he just wanted to get that message out to the viewer. So I'm so glad that everyone was able to see that.
And speaking of trust in that story, that's one thing I'm going to miss. You know, trusting Sam to bring us stories like that.
Fair and balanced and just letting us know. Thank you.
Yeah. And if you want to watch Sam's report again, we are going to post it in its entirety on the TV5 homepage.